Let's talk about a moment no one really prepares you for. It doesn't happen when you fail. It doesn't happen when you're struggling. It happens after you win. After you reach the goal you've been chasing for years. After the applause finally fades and your life, from the outside, looks perfect. You wake up one morning and you feel nothing. No hunger, no fire, no sense of direction. Just a quiet, disturbing thought. If I achieved everything I ever wanted, why do I feel so empty? This question is dangerous. Not because it has no answer, but because once it appears, you can't unsee it. It changes everything. Before you find success, your life has a beautiful, necessary tension. This tension gives your life meaning. You wake up every single day with something pulling you forward. Even the suffering, the late nights, the sacrifices, they all feel justified because they're part of your story, part of your climb. Psychologically, your brain becomes addicted, not to comfort, but to movement. It becomes addicted to the pursuit of a future version of yourself. Every sacrifice you make strengthens your identity. Every delay only increases your anticipation. Every obstacle reinforces the idea that something incredibly valuable is waiting for you at the finish line. You aren't really living in the present. You're living in a projection of the future. And that projection is the fuel for all your motivation. Now, let's talk about dopamine, because it's often misunderstood. We think of it as the pleasure chemical, the reward we get when we succeed. But that's not quite right. Dopamine is the chemical of expectation. It's the chemical of the chase. Your brain rewards you for pursuing a goal, not for actually arriving at it. This is why fantasizing about success often feels even better than experiencing it. Your entire nervous system is calibrated for the journey. It thrives on the distance between where you are and where you want to be. As long as there's a gap to close, there's a drive to keep going. Then, one day, the distance disappears. The goal is reached. That future you've been living in suddenly collapses into the present. Externally, everything looks amazing. You have the title, the money, the recognition. But internally, something strange happens. Your nervous system relaxes, but your psyche loses its orientation. Because now there is no later. There's no imagined better version of you to become. There's just you, here, now. The moment you achieve your goal, your dopamine levels drop. And not just slightly, they can plummet. Your brain interprets success as completion. Completion signals safety. And safety shuts down the sense of urgency that was driving you. Urgency is the engine of motivation. This is why so many people feel tired and deflated after major achievements. It's why world-class athletes often fall into depression after winning a championship. It's why entrepreneurs feel lost and aimless after selling their company. There's nothing wrong with them. Their brain simply did its job. It completed its primary task. And this is where a subtle illusion begins to take hold. From the outside, your life looks perfect. Friends and family are celebrating you. But on the inside, life feels strangely flat. You're no longer climbing. You're no longer chasing. You're no longer becoming. You are simply maintaining. And maintenance does not feed the soul. This is what you could call false progress. It's movement, but without any real meaning behind it. The great psychologist Carl Jung understood this emptiness on a profound level. He believed that most people don't pursue goals that are truly aligned with their deeper self. Instead, they chase goals that serve their persona. The persona is the mask we wear for the world. It's the socially rewarded identity we create, the version of us designed to be admired, respected, and approved of by others. For many, success simply means the persona has succeeded. But your psyche, your true essence, is much larger than this mask. When the persona completes its mission, the deeper self finally emerges, and it is profoundly dissatisfied. The soul doesn't scream and protest. It withdraws. Your motivation disappears, not as a punishment, but as a signal. It's a signal that the direction you took was correct socially, but it was misaligned with who you truly are psychologically. This is why success can feel so hollow. You reach the destination you are told to want, but it was never truly yours. Think about the journey. During the pursuit of success, parts of yourself were likely suppressed. The curiosity that didn't seem profitable, the creativity that wasn't efficient, the emotions that might have slowed you down. You postponed them, telling yourself you'd get back to them later. Well, after success, it is later. There's no longer a reason to suppress them. So they return, not as a burst of clarity, but as a quiet, pervasive numbness. Your shadow self doesn't attack you. It just drains your energy. This numbness is different from sadness. Sadness has a direction. You're sad about something specific. Numbness is defined by absence. Music loses its impact. Time seems to stretch and blur. The days blend together. You might be functioning perfectly on the surface, going to work, meeting obligations, but you feel completely disconnected from your own life. This isn't necessarily clinical depression. It's a starvation of meaning. At this stage, many people unconsciously begin to sabotage their own success. They provoke chaos in their relationships. They abandon the stability they worked so hard to build. They chase new, more extreme forms of stimulation. They're not doing this because they want to fail. They're doing it because chaos feels like movement. And movement, any movement, feels more alive than the stillness of an empty victory. The feeling of emptiness peaks when you have a terrifying realization. There is nothing left for me to chase. This moment is the ego's worst nightmare. Because the ego, the persona, survives on goals, on striving, on becoming. Without a future goal to fixate on, your identity can feel like it's dissolving. But Jung believed this very moment is sacred. It marks the beginning of what he called individuation. It's the collapse of borrowed goals. It's the death of the persona's illusion. And most importantly, it's an invitation to finally meet your true self. This is where real motivation is born. Not from ambition, but from alignment. If achieving success has made you feel empty, it hasn't failed you. It has revealed you. The profound discomfort you feel is not a sign of weakness. It is an initiation. Most people never reach this point. They get scared and numb it with distractions. They immediately restart the chase for another, bigger goal, hoping it will be different this time. But if you can stay with this feeling, if you can listen to the emptiness, something incredible happens. Motivation returns. But this time, it's not loud and frantic. It's deeper, quieter, and more stable. And this time, it doesn't come from a projection of the future. It comes from your own inner truth. It comes from finally asking not what the world wants from you, but what you truly want for yourself. The emptiness wasn't the end. It was the beginning. Thanks for watching. If this resonated with you, consider subscribing for more insights into living a more meaningful life.